Hi there, Taylor Morrison design fans. I'm in my home office today, and today our DIY is a little bit different. We are going to learn how to make face masks for all of our essential personnel, so our hospital workers, first responders, folks who are out in the world who need to be there and who need masks. And we're going to learn how to do it together. Honestly, I have not used my sewing machine in a really long time, so I'm gonna have to figure out, I'm gonna have to remember how to use it first. But we're gonna do a hand sewn version as well as a sewing machine version. So that means anyone can do this. It's gonna be really simple, I promise. So first, let's talk about the materials that you're gonna need today. So you're gonna need one piece of cotton fabric that's 20 inches by 20 inches. Now, when you're trying to figure out which fabric to use, like a t-shirt is not the right material because you can really see through it. So when you're looking around your house for fabric, use a flashlight to shine through that fabric. And if a lot of light comes through there, that's not a good choice. You're also going to need something for the straps. Today, I'm going to use ribbon. I'm also probably going to use some shoelaces that I found in the garage. They were new, they were still in the package. But you also can use elastic. So when you're looking for the length of those straps, if you're using elastic, you're going to need 2 pieces of elastic that's 1/4 inch wide by 7 inches long. And then for the cotton fabric, ribbon, or shoelaces, 18 inches long. So go out, find your materials. I'm going to clear off my workspace. That's probably the number one thing to do. You need a nice clear workspace to do this, and then come back and we really are going to learn this together. Okay, so this is a 9.5 inch wide by 6.5 inch tall piece of fabric, and I've got 2 of those. So that's going to be the inside and the outside of the mask. And then I also have my straps. So I went ahead and I had some ribbon and I cut this into 18 inch strips, and I've got 4 of those because that's going to make each corner of the mask. Now there are some alternates as well. I found these hockey laces in my son's hockey bag, and these absolutely can be used. A shoelace, a hockey lace, ribbon, extra pieces of fabric are great for the straps. And elastic absolutely can be used. It is in short supply right now, but if you have it, you can. Just one note is it's a little bit harder to clean because it can't bleach as well. So just a note for everyone out there. But again, don't go out of your way. Absolutely use what you have. And so what you're going to do next is we're actually going to be pinning this on the inside of the fabric. So we're going to be sewing this outside edge. So have the pattern facing up, and you're just going to start pinning your mask straps to the corner. You're going to do that on all 4 corners. And now you're going to place the other side on top. Line all your corners up. May have to do a little trimming on this one. And then you're going to start pinning those edges so they stay together while you're sewing. Okay, so now I have my 3 sides all pinned, all nice and tidy. So I'm leaving this one long end open because we're going to flip it inside out, because this is the pretty part of the mask. This is the part that we want to see. So I have my edges pinned, and now it's time to start sewing. Okay, so as you can see, I got my sewing machine out, and I'm not going to be too proud to admit I did have to read the instructions on how to use it. That's okay. While we're doing something that's really great for others, if we learn a new skill, win-win. Okay, so what I did was, remember, I'm stitching all along these outside edges. So now that I've done that, I'm going to take all of my pins out. And I am going to go back, and my edges were really not very tidy. So I'm going to go back and trim those up because obviously I can't cut very straight. And then you're just going to start flipping it inside out. Now obviously it's starting to look a little bit more like a mask. And our next stage is we're going to start making those pleats like you see everybody wearing. And now then it's really going to start looking like a mask. So I'm going to get my iron and start kind of making this a little bit more easy to work with, and we are on to our next step. So now you're going to be folding those pieces in and pinning them so you have a nice clean edge along the top, just like that. So see how those pieces are folded in? And then you want to pin that because obviously you're going to sew that down as well. So now that I've got my top pieces pinned, now I'm going to make my pleats. So the pleats are what helps it adjust from, you know, top to bottom to fit any different size face. So again, I'm going to fold this down. Let me show you what I'm doing. So you see how I've got that now, it looks a lot smaller, and I've got that pleat right there. And you're going to do that 3 times. And when you're pinning, you want to pin inside your fold. Let me do that real quick and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So again, you're going to do this 3 times on the face of your mask. And you're going to end up sewing again all along this outside edge. And so that's going to catch all of these pleats here and again allow it to have that accordion type of mask. So I'm going to go through and pin all of my pleats and then we'll be ready to sew. Okay, so now I have all of my pleats pinned together. So now, remember I've got my top edge pinned so we can sew it shut, and then I have my 3 rows of pleats right there, and it really looks kind of all scrunched up and it doesn't look very good right now, but once we sew all of those edges down, it's going to fold open and it's actually going to look like a mask. So this is the last step. Now we're going to sew a running seam all along that edge to catch all of the pleats and again to close up this top. Okay, let's see how we do. So far so good. So guys, we did it. We made a mask together. I'm really excited. I'm proud of us. So again, be creative and find some fabric around the house that works for you. It doesn't take donating 100 or even 10, but one mask makes all the difference to that one person who's wearing it. So again, if you can do it, we would be so appreciative for you to volunteer your time and make a mask for someone who's out there on the front lines, helping our communities. So guys, stay safe. Thank you again for watching our videos. And again, if you've made a mask, that is so awesome. I've got a bunch more fabric that I cut out, so I'm going to make a couple more masks now that I know how easy it is. And tune back in for our next DIY. Thanks, guys.